Okay everyone, here we are in the workshop. I'm going to put my coffee down for a sec for a new tool announcement. Many of you have bought this guy, the grinding pen. Massively useful. I think a lot of you have feedback to me that it's become almost indispensable. What I would say is almost from the moment it was on my store, a few people asked about what could it be used as a drill. I put some drill bits in the end. And I'm sure many of you do use it as a drill, even though when I've spoken to you on the phone or via email, I don't recommend that because it's a grinding device. The idea that you can put a drill bit in there and then try and hold that accurately, yeah, it is possible, absolutely. I'm sure many of you do without any issues. But I kind of tried that early on when I was testing these, and I had a tendency potentially for skidding and moving around. What I did think about last year was there some way I could mount this vertically? In effect, turn it into a pedestal drill, a bench drill. There were a couple of possible options, but frankly, they weren't really very good. The build quality wasn't ideal. They weren't really made for that kind of application. So I had to look around for alternatives, and of course, there's lots and lots of pedestal drills out there, of course. But I was looking for one that was more compact, that was ideal for model makers, was robust, and had the accuracy that I was looking for. And that's what I want to show you today. So let me put that down for a second. So what it is let me get this, it's quite heavy. Let me get it. Is this guy. Now, instantly you'll say, well, I've seen those around, and you're absolutely right. You've probably seen these across many of the usual Chinese websites. You know who I mean. Even Amazon sell a few of these, but of course the Amazon site is just a shop front for China. In effect, it's the same suppliers. Well, let me think. About 3 months ago, I got 4 of these in. So I searched the internet as I do for various tools, and I got 4 in which are various different configurations, different kinds of design, made out of slightly different materials. All of the usuals, just to get an idea of were any of these any good for us, and would it be something that I could recommend to you guys. And after about 2 or 3 months of testing, I've collapsed down to this guy, this particular model, which I quite like because it's very compact. As you say, if I hold that in my hand, you can see how compact this guy actually is. So it doesn't take up a massive amount of space in my workshop. Build quality is very, very good. This is steel. The motor is very, very good as well. It hasn't got any exposed wires, which one of them had, which was sent to me. Literally exposed wires on the bottom of the motor. That wasn't going to fly at all. And very adjustable. The adjustment on here is let me just do that. Is very good. You can go all the way to the bottom. To give you the maximum amount of adjustment on the actual drill height. Let me put that back up to the top and then lock that into place. Really like that. It's a good locking mechanism. Although what I would say, if you get one of these, that might be a bit tight. When I got this one in, it would not budge. So I put a squirt of WD-40, sorted that out without any problems. So that might be quite stiff when you get your model. So it might be worth a bit of a zap with a bit of WD. That fixes it without any problem. I think it's just stiff because they've obviously they manufacture thousands of these, but that was easily cured. Now, as I say, I really like this guy because it gave me, I felt, the accuracy I was looking for. Let's talk about the chuck for a second. Now, this one will take pretty much anything you throw at it, but only to a certain diameter of shaft. I really wanted these to be as versatile as possible for every model maker, and many of you have bought these guys, these replacement drill bits, tailor pack, various different sizes. So if you break one in a standard pack, you haven't got to buy the entire pack again, and those have gone extremely well as an item for on the store. What I would say is with this particular chuck, I tested it with a 0.3. It will not hold a 0.3. What it will hold is a 0.6, which is what I'll show you in the demo at the moment. So this chuck will go down to 0.6. It will hold a 0.6 drill bit without any problems at all. What I did try, let me just put that down for a sec, was this guy. Obviously, this has also been selling extremely well as the adapter for the grinding pen, and this chuck is rated at 0.3 as its smallest, all the way up to I think it's 2 or 3 mil max and above. It will go down to 0.3. So I was wondering, would that work with this guy, as an adapter? Unfortunately, it doesn't. When you put this in, and you start the machine, there's too much lateral motion. Unfortunately, you don't get the accuracy you're looking for. That's a shame, because I was hoping that I could get a 0.3 into this guy. I'm sure you could sort of get the teeth to grip it, but in the center where the actual shaft of the drill bit should be, it won't grip a 0.3, which is a shame. But it will grip 0.6 and above. So hopefully that won't be an issue with your application. That 0.2 of a millimeter hopefully won't be 0.3 of a millimeter. Sorry, won't be an issue for you. But I think from 0.6 upwards is probably good enough for most applications. So let's have a look at the accessories which you get with. So you get the actual drill itself in the box. You also get a little baggie with various Allen keys in, and you also get the actual chuck key itself. Again, really solid chuck. I quite like this one. What they put on, the way they've matched the motor to the chuck, it's a very good combination. And when this is tightened up, the drill bit's ongoing anywhere. You also, of course, get the power supply. Now, the one I'm testing with this one had the US power supply, obviously, which tends to be standard out of China suppliers. What they sent me was as an adapter. The ones on the store should have either a standard 3-pin plug for the UK, or it will have an adapter in the box. As with all the electricals across my store, if you don't get a USB charging cable, and you do need an adapter, that will be in the box. It's not a case of I've got to buy an adapter before I can use it. That's never going to be the case with any electricals on my store. You can use this out of the box, either with a 3-pin on the end of the wire, or you'll have an adapter in the box. So let me just put that in, and let me find some power. Let's do that. Let me do that and do that. Right, so power supply. Now, as I plugs in as you would expect on the side here. Now, let me just show the power supply for a second. As you can see, it's got various LED lights on it. What they've done is, and what's very, very useful for us, is they've made the drill spill variable. So when I switch this on, I'm going to show you how it can go from its lowest setting to its highest setting. So let me just do that. It's a bit noisy, but you'll see what I mean. So let me just okay. So that's the lowest setting, speed setting for the drill. Next one up. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. And next one. That's the highest it will go. So let me just go back to the lowest setting. Personally, I kind of leave it on that setting. That's perfect for me, because I want the accuracy when I'm drilling. What I would say, let me switch it off. Actually, I'm shouting a little bit. What I would say, I may go up to sometimes into the second setting if I want to go through maybe thicker materials. I'm thinking brass. Sometimes I had an instance to test it with some brass rods, which I think were 2 mil. Or thereabouts, or 3 mil, and I'll put on the higher setting just to make sure I got through it without any issues. But frankly, lowest setting is probably going to be good enough. But you can go all the way up to the high setting if you feel you need it. I like that variability of the speed. Right, so that's what's in the box. So that's what you'll get when you unpack this guy. So let's see how it gets on with some actual drilling. Before I do that, let's talk about how you're going to hold stuff on this base plate. Now, what I've been doing is using this guy together with the drill. These two together seem to be a perfect combination. because this is hugely adjustable, obviously, with the chuck itself there and in that motion as well. So if I do need to drill something at an angle, I can absolutely do it. So these two together were kind of a perfect combination, really. So let me just show you that. So let's put something into this guy. Let's get some plastic card. It's just a standard plastic card. This is 1 mil. So let's put that in the chuck there. So that's how I've been sort of using it as a, it's probably flat, would be useful, wouldn't it? There we go. So that's the kind of combination I've been using it as, and I've found I can move stuff around. This stand is also very robust. It's heavy, so stuff doesn't move around. So I can hold anything in place very easily when I'm drilling. So let's choose one of these guys. So it's 0.6. Let's get one of these out of the box, and I'll show you how this goes together for a to drill a 0.6 shaft. Right, so we need the chuck key. So let's undo that, and let's feed him in, and then almost dropped it then. Is it there? No, not quite. Let's keep going. Okay, that's going to bite in a second. Let me just center the drill bit like that. There, it's had some. Let's do it there. I'm going to show you a little bit of the drill shaft as well. What you might want to do, and what I've been doing, is tipping it. So when I'm putting the actual drill bit in, I have it like that, so I can actually see where the drill bit is. So it's right in the centre of the the chuck jewels there, and then make sure it's final tightness before I actually start. So that's a 0.6. So let's put him in place. Switch on. That's the lowest setting of the drill, as I said. And so let's make sure that's tight. Don't want that moving about, do we? And that's happily doing 0.6 millimeter holes in this piece of plastic card. Okay, stop. And there, those are 0.6 millimeter holes without any problems at all. I really like the way you have all the adjustment. The adjustment of the height. This motion is very smooth. Many of the other pedestal drills like this motion was kind of juddery. It got to a certain point and then moved. I thought that's no good, because I want to have a smooth motion before the actual drill hits the part. Particularly if I'm hitting a part in a kit. If I get that wrong, I've had it, because I've only got one part. I was doing something with this as a test with I do a lot of 124 scale cars, so I modify the engines. So I was drilling out the spark plugs and other sort of attachments, and you get that wrong, of course, and how are you going to source the part again unless you build it from scratch? So I really like the fact that this is very smooth on the tracking. That is worth its weight in gold on its own, really. That you don't feel that's going to judder at all. You could have massive amounts of accuracy before the actual drill bit hits the part that you're trying to drill. For instance, that's plastic card. Now, for instance, if it was a part, let me just get a random part out of my box. For instance, this guy. So let's put this guy into the chuck, like that. Now this could be anything, couldn't it? It could be absolutely anything. But let's see how that gets on. There we go. Let me just do three holes just to show you. So if that was an actual part in the kit and you didn't need to drill a 0.6 hole, and put that on my t-shirt so you can see, there you go, that's a 0.6 hole in in that piece of in that part. What part it is, I don't know. Well, one of you guys may be able to identify that. I'm not sure what that's from. I really don't know. I have various various bits. It may be from an old tank part. I'm not actually sure, but for our purposes, that could be literally anything. It could be an engine. It could be anything that you want to drill an accurate hole in. Now, of course, what I said with the drill bit itself, it's kind of up to you which ones you actually use. The tungsten drill set from Display, which again, keep changing the boxes, that comes with a manual one, which many of you have got. Now, of course, that guy, these guys come with very large shafts on them. They're quite large. So let's try that again with this guy. So let's where is my chuck key? There it is. Let's get that out. And there you go. So that's the 0.6. Let me find a box, because I have a habit of putting these down and then forgetting what size they are. So let's do that, so I know that is correct. Now I'm going to need to undo this quite a ways to get this going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There it is. And then nice and tight. Okay, so let's get the part again. Let's put him back in, and then we'll do a much larger hole, just so you can see the range. I think for this kind of setup, the smaller you go, I guess the more useful this gets. I think for a lot of us, the manual one is absolutely fine. Of course it is. But if you want to automate that to be just that little bit more accurate, because obviously you're trying to hold something, say a vice like this, and then trying to do it manually, it's absolutely fine. I think if you can do that with accuracy, fantastic. I mean, that's absolutely great, and I absolutely do that myself. I reach for this one when I want to do excuse me, even more accurate drilling. If it has to be, again, kind of one shot to get a hole in the right place, then I'm not going to risk that with my hands slipping. I want something that I can lock into place. I know it's going to move as I expect it to. It's solid. It's not going to shift. Put it in a vise, and I've removed all of the risks, I guess, which you might have with trying to drill that hole in that particular part. So that's I say that's one of the larger ones. So let's switch it on, and let's see how that performs. It goes through beautifully. It's just that level of accuracy. It's literally like knife through butter, because you have that level of control. I don't feel anything's going to move around at all. It's absolutely solid. So let's take him in. Whoop. There he is. So those are the additional holes. Which I did on my t-shirt again. Those are the additional holes using that particular chuck, that particular drill set. So if you did have the drill set already with the manual, works with this guy, no problems at all. So that is the new pedestal drill. I think I'm calling it a bench drill, or the modeler's bench drill. I think that's accurate. It's not a bench, it's a drill. So it's a bench drill. As I said, build quality fantastic, nicely enclosed motor. The adjustment on the speed, the chuck will take a wide variety of shaft diameters, and of course the accuracy you can get with this motion, and also of course the height adjustment as well makes it perfect. And again, it's compact. This just sits in a corner next door to my wet pallet. Oddly enough, that's what it sits on my bench until I need it. It might be something that could transform how you again, your workflow. It may allow you to get away from a manual drill when it might not be accurate enough for you. Depends on your application, of course. As I always say across these videos, if your application for this could be an absolute transformative tool. That's on the store right now. If you do have any questions or any queries, as always, do come back to me, and of course, keep on modeling.